friends. Good morning, if you're here in the future. Thanks for watching. Today, we are going to be playing some more Dwarf Fortress. Because I'm having way too much fun with it. I played a little bit on Sunday, just to try to get past it. Just to try to get to a point where I wasn't playing it every single stream. Because I know that we all like the variety. We've got several stories we're invested in right now. We still want to see Myron Casey die. But also, Dwarf Fortress. So, Wheelsound is now the capital, which means that we need to get on making things nice. Because the nobles are only going to get more picky. But also, there's really no point in holding ourselves back as far as, we didn't want to make a library necessarily because we always end up being the capital too fast anyway. But now there's absolutely no reason to hold back on that. In fact, the capital city really should have a library. Would be wrong for it not to. Give me blocks. There are definitely blocks there. I'm not sure why sometimes it lets me search it. And sometimes it doesn't. Like this time it let me. Hello, Clicky. Oh no, there's a crow stuck in the windmill. That's horrible. I feel like these windmills are gonna stop working pretty quickly as we start building that wall. And this wall isn't going to be built very fast because they have to do it like one at a time. Yeah, no. Won't let me search for the blocks. It seems like maybe when I scroll first, it doesn't let me do it. Screw it, use some marble. Yeah, because now it lets me do it. It's one of those games that I think about when I'm not playing it. Was wanting to get the garden set up, mostly. So how is life? And the cats are all really gravitating towards certain areas. The gladness of yore is the Doctor's Guild Hall. I kind of like that. Let's give them some nice floors. Actually, they need walls more than they need floors. Actually, if I'm gonna see where I want their walls, then I need floors lining. Going back and forth on that many times here. For now, we'll just smooth this. And I will actually go a bit specific for the Queen's room. You know, like, if we're gonna be the capital, then I guess we should make it a nice place. Where are they? You'd think it would be easier to find them. There. Gotta scroll down like the whole list. Now, what does she like? Preferences. She likes rhyolite, electrum, rock crystal, mountain goat hoof, hemp paper, the color rose, giant lion tamarins for their manes, and the words of the funeral of ashes. When possible, she prefers to consume giant copperhead snake, char, wine, and dwarven wheat flour. She absolutely detests slugs. I don't know if we have any of her preferences right now. Those are some expensive tastes. I guess they would be, wouldn't they? Well, at some point, if we find the stuff that she likes, we can replace all this. But for now, placeholder stuff. There's a king consort, I think it was. It seems that she has a husband. No, I don't want that to be a dormitory. We'll add the second bed after. Because he'll probably want one too. Yeah, see? There are two of them. Be nice if we could give them like an actual double bed. You know, or if you put them next to each other so the dwarves would combine them. Little stuff like that. But there's so many little things like that as far as the details in this game that I can't complain, really. They're gonna want furniture, surely. They're gonna want a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I'm just gonna check nobles. It should show me under this. Oh, wow. She needs 10 chests, 5 cabinets, 5 weapon racks, and 5 armor stands. Okay. Wait, do they have a kid too? No, okay. The kid was just playing in the queen's bedroom after dropping off the furniture. A general is visiting. We generally get some interesting info from that. She wants 2 more cabinets. Oh, someone engraved a masterpiece. Good place for it. That will certainly up the value for her, make her really like the bedroom. happier the nobles are, the less bullshit they put you through, it feels like. But we'll see. Some of them can be disagreeable in general. She wants 10 chests. She's got some loot. But actually, we can make that look nice. That'll be enough. It'll have to be enough. So we gotta be able to fit the armor racks and stuff in somewhere. We could probably put that in the throne room, honestly. She's gonna have a pretty normal throne so far. Like, yes, it's stone, but... we'll give her a marble throne. Nice and heavy for now. And technically, the throne room is an office. That's always been kind of funny to me. Like, I guess it is, isn't it? It's the office of a very important person to the dwarves. But it's still just an office. Then I like to put the dining halls actually before the bedrooms, just in case they want to have anybody over, because they do apparently have people over. I see people in there sometimes that aren't just them. We can keep an eye on it, see if they use it. Because of the dining halls in the fortress, it is a rather nice one. Yeah, see, a mandate ended. Which one? Probably a production order or something. Because I remember those both being there. Alright, opulent throne room. Grand bedroom needs royal bedroom. Not quite there yet, needs a bit more value. guess it should be a little larger. Don't know how many dwarves they'll invite over. We'll need the dwarves to actually be making more furniture for the queen, though. Damn. Demanding. We could even go into the specific prepared meals, couldn't we? No, doesn't look like it actually has categories. It would be kind of fun though, because they have favorite foods and stuff like that. For the drink though, we totally could give them just their favorites. Don't know if she has favorites though, as far as drink. We didn't see any. Ah, there. Wine. She likes wine. Just in general. It's interesting that she likes flour. Like, does that mean she likes things cooked with flour? Or does that mean she likes it on its own? These cats are a bit of a problem. Honeybee remains. They're killing the bees. They're killing the birds. Do we have any blocks left? I guess we could start using the niece. The discussion the other day has me contemplating using bins. Which I don't know. Oh man. I realized when I started another fort what I've done here to the size of the stockpiles that is different than I normally do. And it's literally just one off. It's normally 8 by 11. And that way it actually lines up with the 3 crafting tables. It does slightly bother me that I haven't done that here, but I can deal with it. This is why I'm contemplating the bins though, because it would be more efficient to have more stuff, you know, where we need it. We do have some Electrum. Oh, see, I don't want them putting all this here. Is there not room up here? Am I allowing finished goods here? I am. Okay. So that's what they've done. They've just shoved it all in there. Okay. Yeah, I think I want more bins. I think we will produce 10 bins and we will see whether the dwarves wreak havoc with that. We are going to want to make sure that bins are not allowed up here. Because I'm like 99% sure at this point that that was the problem that I ran into before. It was they couldn't get their weapons, their specific weapons, out of the bins when they needed to. Was ending up with military dwarves just not going out with their weapons. Hello, welcome back, Karen. This is quite an army. You'd think I'd be talking about the 206 dwarves, but at this point I'm looking at all these cats. And yeah, we're the capital now. I'm setting things up for the queen, because the queen is extremely picky. I also have a feeling that she's gonna make things very annoying for us if we don't, at least partially satisfy these requirements. I think I'm gonna redo the walls for her. So that will add even more value. We might even give her a nice metal wall or something like that. And she liked Electrum, I'm pretty sure. That's what I wanted to check. She likes wine, she likes Electrum. Yeah, Rhyolite and Electrum. So we actually maybe could make her like an Electrum throne or something like that. Yeah. Let's just make the one. Then what else could we make her? She might like the weapon racks and armor racks, but feels like a lot to use. 29 years old, isn't that a toddler in dwarf years? You make a very good point. I hadn't paid attention to that yet. I hadn't actually looked at her. We actually have the queen here in our fort now. Or at least, she is the queen of the Born Gem. She's been in several different places. The Ghoul of Fortunes, the Turquoise of Bridges. She has 2 lovers and 2 children. And a spouse. So the king consort, yeah, he's not alone. She only has 1 son and 1 daughter. She's in a great mood, at least. She felt self-pity after leading an unexciting life for so long. We're gonna end up with more temples, it looks like. Okay. She has great intuition and a great deal of patience, but she has poor analytical abilities. She never fails to seek out the most stressful and even dangerous situations. She's very comfortable around others that are different from herself. She very rarely develops negative feelings towards things, but she's a pessimist. And honestly, their journaling is crazy. Like, these are their thoughts. Yeah! Yeah, she knows that she felt relief specifically from the waterfall. That's not as easy as one would think. Yeah, she's 29 years old. That's pretty young for a dwarf. It's very funny to me, though. She very rarely develops negative feelings towards things, but she's a pessimist. She has a sense of duty. She's not particularly interested in what others think of her. She tends to share her own experiences and thoughts with others. She tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others. She often feels discouraged. She generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. She tends to be a bit stubborn in changing her mind about things. She's slow to trust others. You hear a diva? Yeah, she is a queen. She occasionally overindulges, and she's a friendly individual. She points and shakes her finger when she's angry. And she, like every other dwarf, needs alcohol to get through the working day. Let's see, anything specific here? Most of it is pretty typical for the dwarves. But she personally values romance and values peace over war. She dreams of mastering a skill. Slow to trust and doesn't form connections. Girl's got a husband and 2 lovers. Yeah. At 29, no less. I suppose that only means so much. Especially as the queen. Oh, she might be interesting to look up in Legends mode, because then we can see her progression. Like, she was part of 2 other civilizations, it looks like. She's a former member. At 29, she's not limiting herself. Indeed. Let's see. We don't have enough electrum to make her bedroom walls all electrum. We have a super unhappy dwarf again. Perhaps another traumatized child. We'll have to check. We will just have to check that. They're gonna have to make more blocks anyway. Oh, we've got a diplomat in. Who's the very angry dwarf? Oh, the bone doctor who is chained up, running around babbling. He feels guilty after being confined. He feels happy remembering the acceptance of the petition for the guild hall for the Hall of Meadows. He was delighted remembering having a truly decadent drink. So people are bringing him food and stuff right now. He's unhappy because he's in jail. What is he in jail for? What's your name? Logum Othel. Violation of production order. Well, how long is he gonna be in jail? The Holy Gorge is chained up. The guilt is almost unbearable. In jail for not going to work? Oh no. Is water still leaking in here? We've got stone walls. Let's just smooth all of the rest of them in here too. It's all limestone. Yeah, what was I saying? We're gonna end up with more temples. The Sect of Sanctuaries. Even more migrants. Everyone wants to join the capital city. Yeah, we have the space, at least. Ugh. We really need blocks. Looks like they are enjoying the bins so far. Hopefully, the ores, they'll actually be able to access the stuff. Because not all of these are the same type of block. well, not block, but bar of metal. I don't know, I'm just hoping it doesn't mess with them. I'm very suspicious of bins. Had several incidents. Alright, I guess... Okay, actually, I want to know which deity they want me building a temple for. It is the Sect of Sanctuaries, who is... That's Erdem. Who is Erdem? He is the Dwarven deity of fortresses. Okay. I don't think we have a place to Erdem. That's Ur. That's Shibby. Alright. How much did I go for that? 12, 7... Alright, maybe at least part of this will be made of stone. See, right now we don't actually have enough bedrooms set up, so we have locals set up in the inn, which is not my favorite thing. But also, we never have enough doors, frankly. We actually got way more beds right now than we have doors. This gets us a few more bedrooms, though. For 212 doors. What we can do is just expand this right over here. I also want to disallow bins down here. That's another one. I don't know if they'll actually like see the stuff and want to pick it up. If it is in a bin. But since these all count as one stockpile, it's a lot easier to limit that kind of stuff. So we just have to do it once instead of for each location that the stockpile shows up. Yeah, I'm not sure how the production order jailing works. Other than, you know, like if they're banned from producing something, it would make sense. However, I don't think there have been bans on producing things. It seems like they didn't produce something and got in trouble for it. I think this wall here. Actually, not all of that will be exposed, so just this section. Sure, we've got enough. And this section. There, and we're not going to be using very much that way, but it still definitely ups the value. kind of want them to dig that rose quartz cluster. Let's just mark that. Someone withdrawing from society. Oh, nice. Actually, most of it is stone. Not too much filling in to do. Okay, the sect of sanctuaries. Just gotta remember that for a little bit. Sect of sanctuaries, and up here, Erdem. Oh, what's it overlapping? Oh, I left that there. Erdem. There is the first one. A lot of dwarves are probably going to be visiting that one. See, the problem with assigning workers to it is when they are training, they will not be working. So I kind of just want to let anybody make rock blocks right now. A wrestler grew attached to his steel short sword. Well, he's not going to be a wrestler for long. What's my least favorite Pixar movie? Pixar movie. Ooh. Now, I haven't watched a lot of the newer ones. Now, the Cars movie, the thing about the Cars movie, and this is just a personal thing, this is literally nothing even about the movies themselves. I went on a road trip with my family at one point, and we had one of those teeny tiny little DVD players. Like, it was just a little screen for 3 people. But the movie audio was being played over the car speakers, like ridiculously loud for a movie. It felt like we were in a theater, but with a teeny tiny screen. And the Cars movies, the first one specifically, it was one of the few movies that we brought. That and Madagascar, the Move It song was like my hell. But the Cars movie, it was kind of overdone for me for that reason. Yeah, a lot of the new ones I just have not watched, looking at the list here. I felt like, and this is probably a controversial opinion, watching Cars in a car is, but not as incredible as The Incredibles. It's incredible, but I don't know. Toy Story movies. I felt like they lost emotional intensity as they went along a little bit. Like, they were still trying for some strong moments, but they lost me a bit there. Yeah. I don't know. They lost the spirit of the movies from the original one, it feels like. Oh man, there's hematite over there. Ah. There will be plenty of ore. We'll just fill this in, and if we need some hematite later, it's right there. Actually, I think it's this way. Cars mentioned, but the least favorite is not Cars, but Toy Story. I wouldn't say that least favorite is Toy Story. I feel like definitely not like Toy Story 1. I forget which Toy Story movie is which, but there was one in the progression. I think it's probably like 3 or something, like 2 or 3 or something like that. But one of them I was just not impressed by. After watching the first one, it felt like a downgrade. But I don't remember which one it is at this point. Ah, the Dwarven child created a coconut palm earring. Wooden earring does not actually sound comfortable. I don't know. Maybe the ear part isn't made of wood. Why did that deserve a big ass notification? Oh, because it actually is it's an artifact level thing. Like, he was literally, that Dwarven child was literally possessed by some, powerful creature in this world to make that. Like a deity or something like that. I'm forgetting. I think there's several different sources of the possession. Hot take, but you did not like Moana. You like the songs and the visuals, but it has 0 twists. Grandma says what needs to be done and they do it. That's it. You know what? I agree. It's difficult because the atmosphere, that movie, it feels like they nailed the atmosphere and like the songs and the visuals and all of that, but then didn't do anything with it. So I kind of agree there that it could have been so much more than it was. That's my source of disappointment there. There's so many movies that do that though. But yeah, the music, the songs are heartfelt. Like, people working on it did a good job. It just... You're right, it didn't really have any twists. It didn't have any, I don't know. It had a sort of emotional processing to it. You know, like she's going on a journey of some kind there. Internally as well. Yeah. Yeah, like the emotional content of it suggested that it would have been more. not even, okay, see, the thing about prophecies, the fun part about prophecies is that you only understand what the prophecy actually meant in retrospect. That's the fun part about prophecies. Is like, at first, like, when you first hear it, it's counterintuitive in some way. It doesn't really make sense how exactly that happens. But then after the fact, it's so obvious. How did you not see it? You know? But the prophecy was literally a step-by-step guide? Yeah. Yeah, there's no style to that. Come on. I'm Moana of Moana. You will take my Moana and return the Moana of Moana. Oh. Okay, Karen, breathe. You're good, Karen. It's alright. Oh wow, they've left silk webs all the way up here. They seem to stop at the floor hatches. But this is awesome because we haven't actually even breached the caves, but we're still getting cave spider silk. Which is awesome because the cats would probably run through and kill all the cave spiders. Speaking of which, I should probably check and make sure that we're keeping those cats under control. Okay, the rabbits may need a little bit of a cooling. We're having rabbit tonight. We will keep 4 females. Or, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep 4. We want a little bit of redundancy, just in case we lose some. But it's really easy for the numbers to get out of control. The named chickens. Oh, we lost one. We lost your pig. That's who we lost. The Genghis Khan pig died somehow. Nobody knows how it happened. Nobody witnessed it. It was very upsetting. I even checked the crime log. Because sometimes if there are witnesses, you know, if it was foul play, it may have been an old age thing, you know, like, it was Farminage the murder rooster. Definitely. Definitely. He did it somehow. He's sneaking out while we're not looking. Think, oh, actually we have added more bards. How many blocks do we have? We need so many blocks. Oh man, I just realized, do I need to do this before I put those up? Because we're gonna have to deconstruct all of those, if so. Doing things out of order can mess you up in this game. But also, there's a whole bunch of stuff down here from the surface. So I suspect... this should probably count as surface plots. Actually, I want to split them up a little bit more than that. Farm plot. Split it up into like 3. There. We've got some weird patches here. Is there any way for us to... Yeah, we should be able to flatten those down. Actually, I don't know if that digs another layer down. We'll just leave those. We will just leave those. Yeah, I want to see if this section ends up as below ground plot, you know? It will know by what kind of things we can plant there. The Autumnal Guild has many members in Wheelsound and now requires a guild hall. It's a Rangers Guild. We don't even have them doing ranger things. I suppose we could let them go hunting. Is that why the music cuts in and out? It plays when there's someone playing. Sometimes, yeah, the more like lively music, that will often happen when there's people playing music in the tavern. So I'm missing the tavern music. We've got enough dwarves. We'll have more musicians. We are probably going to need a second tavern soon enough, though. This is the one tavern between 212 dwarves. What are they teaching each other? Engraving still. So the only thing that I've seen them teaching here in a Stoneworkers Guild Hall is engraving, which is nice. I like that they're teaching that. We have a lot of pigs. I may need to look at that too. Yeah, that's a lot of pigs. Alright, so these ones are not the named animals. Like the ones we named or the ones that the dwarves named. We have 2 extra rams. So we'll get rid of them. You don't hunt, you don't kill the chickens. What do they eat? Well, lots of fish, some plant-based stuff. Some goat heart, apparently. Alpaca kidney. walnuts. Caravan just arrived. Are they, elves? Okay, they don't look like elves. No, those look like dwarves. Mark's dwarf. Yes. That means we can bring them the good stuff. Okay, we do have a bit too much food right now. So we'll bring them some of that. Buy something nice for the queen. Good point. They might have some of the stuff that she likes. Because we're missing rhyolite. Something I think we just haven't dug down deep enough for. We haven't really been targeting stones and ores and stuff like that either. Hey, look! Hey, look! I like that name. We got some valuable stuff as far as finished goods. Don't actually want them using the bins on the finished goods stuff. Gonna have to figure out how to get them to organize it out of that. Yeah, we got lots of prepared food. That gives them some space to make more. With all this ingredients we have. See, we don't actually have much to bring them, but that stuff we're bringing them is valuable. Do we have any more marble? No, I still need to make blocks out of it. Man, we have a lot of cut gems now, though. We are making a throne room here, yeah. Yeah, this room here is technically the throne room. We have an Electrum throne for her too. Yeah, she likes Electrum. We know that so far. That's something we have for her. All right. We can trade. Let's different kinds of metals. I want some blocks for them. I will take your blocks. Take some logs, so we have to cut down less trees. Mammoth. We'll take more instruments. The temples really like the instruments as well. Oh, we could have another goose. Yeah, let's take the geese. We'll take some ale and wine and beer. That is something that the dwarves go through really fast. I don't even mind if they don't have a snack in the midday, but they need their drink. We'll take steel stuff from them. We're not stealing it from them, no. We'll take the steel stuff from them. Got some nice clothes, but I kind of want us producing our own. Dwarven wheat flour bag. We know she likes that. Queen will be pleased. Sweet pod seeds. They don't seem to have anything particularly special for us. They got a silver minecart. Let's take their books, because now that we have crops we're working on, well, actually, when we have a library, our dwarves will be able to copy over scrolls and stuff like that that we got before. So there's less of a chance of things being stolen. Oh, they want more. Alright. We'll let go some of the toys. We'll take the puzzle boxes, though. Splints and crutches, we should be good. Oh, come on, dude. You know that you want to give it to me. We'll let go of some of the instruments. We have plenty of those. I don't think we have a mammoth. Don't think we have Onesh. There, now it's green. He just didn't want to let go of his instrument. Maybe we were asking them for their personal instruments. They're like, no, it's gonna entertain us on the journey home. Since we've got mostly stone in here, we can actually make this much faster with some engravings. Do we have any offering places? Yeah, we have some pedestals. Nah, no offering places though. Oh ho. Woohoo! Pog indeed. It's amazing. Time just flies when we're having fun, right? It's 10, so... See, I actually like odd-numbered spaces more if I have to place something in it. It will forever look uneven to me. What did we do over here? We did space between. And the space is a different space. That I made it so I could line up. They still want the Rangers Guild. Where could I put a Rangers Guild? Could put that behind the Fisher Dwarves Guild Hall. And then we could connect these rooms. This is winning me over. This is winning me over. 14 by 7 and 2 back. No, we'll want one more space just because of this wall. Then it goes like this. Okay. But again, we have an even number here. Fuck it. We will do that. And then... a little secret passage over here. It's a weird thing about living in California that doesn't really happen in other states. I don't remember much of my time in California because I was pretty young at the time. But I think the biggest thing I remember as far as that goes is the earthquakes. Like, the earthquakes were really, really common. And weren't actually all that concerning. Like, they were pretty minor earthquakes. Didn't really have to worry about them. You've been to the States many times, but never long enough to tell places apart that much. Very fair. Very fair. A lot of them, like, there is very much a flow to the areas. Ah, they're ready to be recognized already. We've got some good engravers. Ooh, we don't want the Intimidator to be in charge of this. Pacifier and Persuader seems concerning. All of these seem a bit concerning. The ability to pacify seems at least useful to the people going there. Earthquakes are also a thing where you're from in Asia. Yay, natural disaster twinsies. Yes. Yeah, in California, like they're not a big concern. Like you wanna get away from windows and anything that could fall if things shake hard enough. It's the kind of place where you do actually want to secure your furniture to the wall if it's a big bookshelf or something. But other than that, it's not much of a big deal. There's a dead toad in this temple. Where, like, I think a lot of people, they feel an earthquake and they think of the big, like, earth-splitting ones. I know that when I moved to Virginia, which is, like, the complete opposite side, uh, earthquakes were so uncommon that the one time that I encountered one, my instinct kicked in, but everybody around me was full on panicking when they realized what was happening. At first, like, it was so weak that it could have been like a garbage truck or something like that. It wasn't really even noticeable. Other than that, a lot of places in California don't snow. So for a long time growing up, I was really fascinated by snow. I actually really loved the idea of it. It's a lot easier to like snow when you're used to things being warm, if not hot, all the time. Also, California is lucky because earthquakes plus cold weather equals hilarious events. Oh no, that's a good point. You've seen countless times people standing in the snow butt naked because of earthquake alarms. Oh no. That is really funny though, actually. I see what you mean now. It's quite a way to get to know the neighbors, isn't it? Yeah, that is something that I would not have considered. Alright, I guess I will assign this as a Rangers Guild. Rangers Hall, the Autumnal Guild. Now, they won't be quite happy with it yet, but it'll get there. Especially with these blocks being required for the aquifer. You've seen a guy in a bathrobe holding a rubber ducky once. Oh, that would be some horrible timing. But at the same time, if the earthquakes are actually something to worry about, then yeah, you don't want something falling on you while you're in the bath. That would be a very bad time. Don't know why you'd grab the ducky though when you're evacuating from the bath. Maybe he already had it in his hand. They didn't even think about it. He just ran with his ducky. Alright, now we can check this. Okay, they count as surface plants. This is very good news. Once we've got this covered up, and then we connect these areas, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have surface plants below ground, which means in case of siege, we're good. Still making just as much power, even with us building up the walls around them. Nope, still no marble blocks. Are we not making blocks? That is a lot of animals. There are many options right now as far as named animals. Let's see, we could add armor racks and stuff like that to the throne room. I suppose it makes it quite impressive. Feels like something that should be private though. Like her own personal stuff. And yet, I don't know if there will actually be space for all that. She's asking for quite a lot here. I suppose we could put some of them in here, just along the back. How the hell is this queen not happy? Look at all the cats. I'd be happy. I would be too. This is enough cats for endless happiness. Oh, they're finally packing up and going. There's also all kinds of other animals if they want pets. I could adopt some birds if they want to. A snapping turtle? I might even put the wolf up for adoption, you know? Why not? Yeah, the cats, the most I can bring myself to do about the cat problem is spaying the cats. I'm not gonna have the dwarves eating their cats. Just like I don't have them eat the dogs. We are building above ground a little bit. Little bit up here just to... Okay, so this right here with the windmills, I want to turn it into a tower with the windmills on top, but also several floors so that archers can shoot at anything that tries to attack us from here, because they keep attacking from this high ground over here. And eventually I want to put a tower up over here too. We can dig from beneath and then just build upwards. So yeah, I'm sick of them using the high ground against me. But this right here is actually, we're enclosing this so that we can grow outdoor crops indoors. There's a weird little trick you have to do in this game to do that, but it is possible. I just want our above ground crops to be safe in case of siege. Feels like the kind of thing they'd burn down. Okay, this one is for finished goods, so I want to make sure that they don't put bins there. I don't actually want to use the bins for finished goods. Same thing for this. I think we'll make it so that we can use bins on the, you know, like this is all gonna have a bunch of silk and stuff like that, less finished goods. Yeah, no finished goods on these. This one might have finished goods. I'm gonna have to separate the stockpiles a bit better. Was there another slab we had to place? No, we placed both of those, so no ghosts still. Good, good. This feels like it's drying just very, very slowly, and they've got a whole pile of mud now. Just to remind us what happened there. Has this been failed yet? No, okay. We still have time. Just give them any sort of wall. I think for now I'll deal with the value problem here by by just adding a display with something valuable on it. Because eventually we'll be able to fill in this area with blocks and stuff like that, but we've got several other places that want blocks right now. We'll let them put the blocks here, just because we're using them fast enough. But I may change that at some point. And eventually this hallway will be completely made of stone. I don't want to use the nice blocks. They're kind of leaving their stuff everywhere, since we don't have armor or weapon racks for them, since the queen wanted them. Oh, she is finally satisfied with the bedroom. Just needed electrum in the walls. Oh, she only needed 5 of each. Okay, that's very helpful. I thought she needed 10 of each. Seriously, she needed like 10 chests and all that. See, the cave spiders in here died because the cats found them. Got some malachite there. It's kind of fun. We'll take some more. Part throne room's supposed to be in the center of the fortress. I mean, in a way, it's in the center. Just because of the, like, the amount of floors there are. But it's definitely, like, it's in its own specific location. Like, this is the first floor that actually has something on it within the fortress itself. This top floor is the fortress, but it isn't the fortress. Because again, these doors here, this staircase being barred off, means that we can seal it off from the top floor. Which means anybody down in here is much better off. Now, not very many dwarves are spending their time down there right now, but that's just because we don't have the cavern layer set up. It changes the distribution of the dwarves a little bit. Especially once we hit the magma layer. So once we got magma, we don't need to be making our own fuel. It is just free heat for the furnaces. Hey, we got some royal jelly. I'm not sure what they can do with that in this. check the kitchen orders just to make sure that we're not using any stuff we could be using for drinks. Yeah, see, we're cooking some of the ales and wines right now. That's why we're running out of it. Alright, we could probably make more steel weapons. Spears, for instance, are something that would be quite useful to have. What else? Could make some hammers. We're gonna have some dwarves that are wanting those. Battle axes, though. Feels like we have axe dwarves. That's where all our blocks are. Oh, we never changed this. Okay. We don't actually want the same settings. We can put these here. We can put this here. I think lignite is used for something. Yeah, looks good. Looks good enough. Yeah. Not sure where bituminous coal is stored. Who's still angry? Who is the very angry dwarf still? The bone doctor who's still chained up. He has a long sentence. And several buckets of water. They keep bringing him stuff. Don't know if he's actually drinking it, though. We might have more chairs. Yeah. Just put this together a little bit at a time. I think we definitely made this room for something. I think that's another office, maybe for somebody who can actually calculate the value of the fort currently. Forgetting what they're called. Some kind of admin. Where is it? Not a dungeon master, not a hammerer. Bookkeeper? I think it was a bookkeeper. Proficient record keeper. You'll do. Ooh, highest precision, stocks amount display. All counts accurate, your bookkeeper needs to work in an office to improve precision. Okay. Where's the bookkeeper? There's the bookkeeper. I'm really curious, actually. We should get accurate counts of like the food, drink, seeds, and stuff that we have, and we should actually get more accurate count as far as created wealth, imported wealth, exported wealth, all that. Ah, yes, we had more marble. See, the tavern's a little bit crowded. I'm gonna keep checking down here. Oh, that was never assigned as a bedroom. Alright, now we probably have more doors. Probably. Yes, finally. More bedrooms to assign. It's a good thing we dug all this out before. Alright, so we've got a staircase here and here. I feel like here and here are probably like the next places. Roughly. Around there. I don't know. Maybe we could go further up because we've already done this block. It's kind of a odd place to introduce a staircase. There are so many puppies. I feel kind of bad that this place is like, it's supposed to be a dining room, that little room. It just hasn't been for a very long time. Yeah, the bedroom floor is definitely expanding faster than the rest of them. We're actually building up blocks at a decent speed now. Sarah, yeah, there's an armor rack inside of the weapon rack here. Or an armor stand. I think they picked it up, but they didn't move it yet. Yeah. Well, how's the king consort? Frustrated after being unable to pray to Burr. Frustrated after being unable to fight, and frustrated after being unable to pray to Vesh. But he's happy that he got to commute with Or. He feels wonder. Why are they having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug? Wonder if I add a little chest in here. Will they bring mugs to it? Ah, one marble block. Not quite enough. Metal crafter's been possessed. We should get something interesting out of that. An herbalist guild has been established. Oh boy. Ah, yeah, the Doctor's Guild. I wanted to add something of value over here. We have plenty of cool stuff. We'll put the Billen amulet there. I don't know how to say that. Whew, one sec. I didn't realize how much time we'd be spending on just the throne room this time. But I suppose it's better that we get it done than deal with a very angry queen. Alright, this one still needs a bunch of value too. So we will do the same thing here. We'll just add a pedestal and display something there for now. I'm not sure what they would want in the Rangers Guild Hall as far as like crafting benches or anything like that that they could teach each other off of. I'm noticing more unhappy dwarves. I do think that part of what's responsible for that is how crowded the tavern is now. Plus, you know, the drink, it's not going up very fast. I might allow more mugs here. Goblets desired 100, and we do not have that many, because we haven't been making them. Mugs! It's less than... Let's go with 200 so we can kind of sift through and pick out the nicer ones, sell some of the less nice ones. Because they'll be happier if they're using nice stuff. Man, this guy is not happy with life. Are you spending too much time herbing? His only assigned thing is plant gathering. But plant gathering can take a lot of their time. It will be another advantage of actually having her own garden. We'll need less people gardening, so if they don't like it, then they don't have to be out there. Some of them dislike the outdoors a bit more than others. Where did all those bins go? So I had them make 10 of them. Here's some of them. Honeybee wax honeycomb. We're gonna have a bunch of crafting materials soon. It is kind of funny to just be waiting on them to make blocks, mostly. Let's have Ubul do it. See if they're any faster. I think the problem is the person that is making the blocks keeps ending up in training. We could have multiple stations making them, but... that, or I could just make it a general work order instead of assigning it to the specific station. See, it says we're running out of fish, but we're not really running out of fish. Something fun we could do over here is we could have another crafting area that's just, like, just for shells or something like that. We won't get very much out of it, but it's better than just dumping the shells in the garbage, basically. It gives our dwarves some skills. And the chance to craft something that they feel really good about. I think it's under refuse. Shells, yeah. Okay, if I make it like that, will they bring the stuff there? And then finished goods, all other materials. Amber, bone, glass, coral. Shell. There we are. Then gotta make it so that no bins are allowed because we're gonna have finished goods. I think that the elves would probably get pissed at us if we tried to sell them shells. Because they don't like any animal products whatsoever, it seems like. But the rest of the people should be fine with it. And it's not quite as limited as bone crafts. The goblins like bone crafts. But other than that, I'm gonna check and see if the jeweler can work with shells. Polished stones, glass, and gems. Alright, so the shells, it will just be craft stores. Perhaps we should say stuff the elves and mend things with the goblins. I'm not sure if we can mend things with the goblins, honestly. They, I know that they've added a whole bunch of stuff with the siege update. So we very well may be able to. Because we can assign a messenger now, too. A vile force of darkness has arrived, seeking a parley. Their army is commanded by the goblin Thebel Beguiler Empire, a competent commander. Beware their goblin swordsmen. With them come Mineras from the dark goblin fortress of Terrorheads. They also appear to have a battering ram. So this should be interesting. The Malice of Balls wishes to parley in order to avert loss of life. Do you approve this request? Now, what I will say about the goblins when it comes to this, their parlays are always bullshit. They're not going to actually follow this. It might give us time to get people inside, though. So, I'm gonna say yes. And then... we gotta get people indoors. This is probably going to be a bigger fight if they brought a battering ram. You know what? They've all had time to train. I'm not doing like I probably should be doing. You know, like we have archers, we have melee, we have leather, armored, but I haven't marked them all out. So it would take some time to target specifically. I just want them outdoors right now, prepping. Protect the queen, bite their ankles. That's basically the plan. Now, we do have a whole ass battlefield between us and them already that they'll hopefully be discouraged by, but this is a few goblins. And they brought supplies, man. They brought Minera as well, which are not my favorite things in the world. But we do have the advantage above ground. Not so much because they have the high ground. Do you see why I want to build a tower on this hill specifically? They always show up right here. Is that a lasher? Yeah. He's uneasy. You see, yes, this is what I was talking about before. He's uneasy after seeing Minera's dead body. Because we've left a whole bunch of corpses around here. Uneasy seeing that. Uneasy seeing that. Uneasy seeing that. That guy's big. That is a big sword for a goblin. It's a copper two-handed sword. Alright, what I want to see... Which one was it? Who's fighting? Oh, he must have fell. Okay. Ah, which one was the commander? It told us their name. Here's another Dostengosp. Spearmen, swordsman. Lots of swordsmen. Lots of swordsmen. Some bowmen. And a few lashers. Okay. Now, it would probably... See, if we had high ground, then I would want them to come to us. They have the high ground, and they certainly want us to go to them. If we make them come down the hill... This is at least a decent sized open space that, like, if we move our people a little bit here. Yeah, they have the high ground. I'm gonna make them come to me. We're gonna move our people a little bit over here. Why are there still children out here? Alright, that's unpaused. Now they should all be going back. Yes, the child is leaving. You should be leaving too. What are you still doing out here, Holy George? Holy Gorge, but still funnier if he's Holy George. He created an iron ring. Just an artifact level iron ring. They underestimate our power. Yeah, I really don't want to be underestimating them. Why are we still gathering plants? That is not inside the burrow. Get in there. We've still got people coming out to join, and we've still got people going indoors. Also, I'm quite worried that we're going to squish a cat when we close the door. Oh, the cats. Are those pets, or are they just checking out what's going on? Alright, I'm gonna leave the door open for now. Oh, we are under siege. What are they doing? They're moving around. Hopefully using up their energy. Annoyed when caught in a snowstorm. Excellent. Yeah, they're just kind of walking around. I don't trust it. This is something that is interesting timing, though, because this is right where I want to stop. Which means that whatever's going to happen here is probably going to happen next time. But it has been fun, hasn't it? And we've left it in a very interesting place. Already under siege. Alright, friends. Thank you for making it such a fun stream as always. It was lovely gaming with you. Have a lovely time zone. Good rest of your day.